Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk the last autumn. Alright, so we're in an alright situation as things currently stand. We finished building the main shaft structure and now we're working on the next section. So I think the thing that's about to happen next is if we go to our generator view, yes. It looks like we're about to start work on the pressure valves. That's going to take 10 of these structural profiles. And while we do that, we're going to need to build 10 steam exchangers. And then at that point, we're going to need a huge amount of structural profiles and then steel composites. But I feel like at this point, we're going to be a little way away from moving on. So yeah, over here, it says apparently day 25 is when they expect that to finish. That is 8 days away. We'll have plenty of time to get there. So that is what we're going to try and do. So let's go ahead and get time up and rolling. We do have a bit of a coal issue going on at the moment. We have enough for a day, but I think with our redistribution of our workers, we should be capable. In fact, you know what? We're going to try and, yeah. We're going to have plenty of coal to keep us up and running, only by a little bit. We were running a small deficit, but yeah, we should be good now that we've got so many workers back from the main project. And then what else have we got? Well, we've started building a few more things. We've got the machine shop up and running. We are starting to produce steam exchangers, which is going to be quite nice. And yeah, I think we're doing fairly well. Now we do have, oh that's right, we do have some foragers out doing some things at the moment. I think there's about a week's worth of food in one location, and it appears that these other foragers are about to arrive at the next. Alright, let's go see what's going on out there. The 3 graves. The dots turn out to be graves. The headstones read Lob, Roloff, and Below. Who were they? Why were they buried in such a remote place? We'll never know. Okay, well, we'll move on. So this gives us 2 more places to search. So what have we got? We have these 2 over here. Yeah, these scouts will... sorry, not the scouts. The foragers will probably end up working their way over there as well. And then... oh, okay. It looks like we have a new option as well that's not too far from the construction site. Okay, so maybe having a 3rd set of foragers wouldn't be bad since these are clearly going into very, very different directions. So let's go ahead and see... Let's see about this train station. I think that's the furthest away from our construction site. And then, yeah, we'll work our way back towards the city so we can drop off some of these steam cores. I think that seems like the best place. So let's go ahead and tell them to march on over there. 8 hours. They should arrive roughly, yeah, around lunchtime for the next work shift. And yeah, things should be going well. Now, we don't have any homeless. We do have a little bit of sickness. But I think we should... let's see. What is their... How long are they going to be? Yeah, in a couple of hours, we will look after that final person. And we shouldn't have any illness from that point onwards. We have good safety practices up and running at the moment, so I don't think we'll have to worry about much. In fact, yeah, I think we won't have anything to worry about at all. In fact, we could even see, let's see, low risk of falling ill. Yeah, same in both, but that's okay because that ventilation plant will kick on as the day starts. So we will not have to worry about any more illness. Outside of maybe a few more homes not being within the range of the bathhouse. That could be a little bit annoying, but at the same time too, I think it's fairly minimal, the likelihood of them getting ill at this stage is. Alright, so what have we got ticking? No?
Get to work.
Get to work.
All problems to the union.
Okay, so yes, we do have a new labour building, which is this one over here, our labour union. Apparently this is going to help us negate strike risk in certain places. At the moment, we don't really have to worry about much. Everyone seems to be fairly happy, no chance of going on strike. That's what we care about, so yes, that is rather nice. And let's just double check our coal production here. We are producing 20 per hour, so that's 5 short of where we need to be with the ventilation plant up and running. So I think what we'll do is, yeah, bring that down to 25. Ooh, actually, you know what? That would No, we'll go slightly higher, 29. Yeah, we've got a pretty decent pile of coal there. Yeah, that should be good. That should be all right. We have, at the moment, minimized the amount of wood that we are generating in the docks. We are setting up a little bit of a pile, but we're still working through quite nicely our sawmills with that extended range. So, yeah, we're not really hurting too much in that regard. Although, realistically... Oh, wow, we can actually produce these profiles really, really well. Wow, that's incredibly fast. You know what? We're going to go ahead and keep on stacking them up. In fact, we could probably go so far as to set up another 30. Yeah, so that'll take us to 32, so we'll need 18 more. Yeah, that should be fun. And that stops us from maxing out our timber piles. All right, workshop. Let's pick up a new research. What have we got here? Gathering optimization. Thanks to better work organization, reloading stations will be 10% more efficient. Ooh. Okay, so that would mean we would need a couple more workers and we'd be able to gain more a little bit quicker. We also have, what have we got? The upgraded docks. Yeah, 2 even piles. I wonder whether we need a reloading station for both. But again, that's going to cost us a whole stack of steam cores. So that could be a bit of a problem. What else could we do? Advanced fishing harbor. That would be nice. Additional foragers, boosted forager carts. That would be very nice. Thanks to using carts with engine boosters, foragers will move 100% faster as opposed to 50% faster. That could be particularly good. Get us around the map a little bit quicker, although having additional foragers would be decent as well. You know what? We won't go for the additional foragers just yet. We'll need to call in more workers. What about the generator? What could we do? I think maybe going for this safety improvements first could be rather good. I really want that redesigned template. That could be nice. And again, it's not worth... Yeah, and it's not worth going for the infirmary yet because we don't have the steam cores. So I think... Yeah, our food is in a good position right now, so we're not going to take that just yet. Although we will at some point. Coal is being handled with the workers that we have, so we don't need the efficient bans to cut down our coal use by 15%. I think that turns out to be about roughly 40 coal per day. Or at least at the moment with our one ventilation plant. So that wouldn't be terrible. And then yeah, it's either safety improvements or working towards this redesign. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. In fact, that would mean we can get a little bit extra efficiency out of the building as well. Because what we can do is, if we get that sorted, yeah, we can then go ahead and turn off those safety procedures, which will give us a bonus 25%, which is quite respectable. So let's go ahead and queue up a couple more of those, since we know we'll need them. And you know what? Can we start building... we have... Oh, do we need to do these in tandem? Pressure valves. Huh. Overdrive heat vents. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. Oh, in fact, okay, so then we have the core support frame. Okay, interesting. We can deal with different parts. All right, so how far ahead of schedule are we? We're 1 day ahead of schedule. Okay, so you know what? Those profile manufacturers are nice, but I think we're going to go ahead and cut down a little bit of our workload there since we're building them so quickly. We'll go ahead and send them here because, again, this steel is going to be very important. And you know what? Oh, this is getting... Okay, so... Okay, this is maybe why we need an advanced dock. Yeah, that could be worth noting. So you know what? We'll take another 4 workers and we'll throw them over to our coal. So that'll slow down their production a little bit. But again, we'll still be well ahead of schedule. But this will guarantee that we have plenty of coal. And then... No, we'll send 2 of those workers over here. I'm happy to have that working at about 50%. Yeah, that'll take a few hours to get through all of them, so we're not going to finish up there, but we will start increasing our wood supply so we can continue the construction of things. Yeah, I was really thinking that once we had the first 10, we'd be able to go ahead and start the second section, but I guess I was wrong there. Yeah, we definitely should have had that machine shop up and running a little bit earlier. And in fact, yeah, that's going to be very crucial without all that steel. Actually, that could become quite the problem very quickly. Alright, we're working on that safety improvement. I think... So that'll take 5 hours from now. That'll take us through till early afternoon. Okay, so that would mean... We could go for the redesign template. That wouldn't be terrible. That would save us more steel in the long run, but I'm not sure if we have resources at this second. We could go for an upgraded dock. Yeah, gathering 2 piles. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Ships bring large quantities of basic materials from local sources, as opposed to basic materials from local sources. Yeah, so this would increase the amount that we are dropping on in. Yeah, I think the upgraded dock may be where we need to go next before the gathering optimization and the what do we call it? The redesign. Yeah, that might be important. So we're going to try and do that next then, I guess. Yeah, okay. The more we learn, but that's okay. It looks like our foragers have reached the train station, so let's see. It's a small railway station which look ridiculous besides the enormously wide tracks, with huge rails that stretch north from here. What kind of gigantic train runs on them? Okay. Train station. No, really. We find an old French station master who tells us all Preveniege departures are on hold until further notice. Asked what one of them is, he laughs, likely told him a good joke. Maybe we were misunderstood. French is not our strength after all, but we feel like someone was messing with us. Okay, so 2 more sites, Icy Plateau and the, oh, of course. Yep. It's not funny. Yep, that's a, I'm gonna go with some kind of crevasse. Very dark one. That would be my guess. So, let's see, what do we want? We do have steam cores with you, which would be rather nice. We also have 164 food. Let's see. Okay, good. Time is paused. Let's check our economy and our food stores. At the moment, we are consuming approximately, what, another 74 per day than what we are gaining. So 74 at this rate of... Okay, we have plenty of time to do this. Yeah, we've built up a couple of standard meals. We were saving those for the, what do we call it? For the food for workers to try and pay food rations to lower the strike rate. But yeah, we kind of went a little bit overboard. Let's go ahead and... We don't need you home immediately, although those steam cores will be really beneficial for the docks. How long will this take to travel? 9 hours? Trapper's cabin. You know what? I think maybe we start making our way back to base. I think that's going to be important for us if we're going to, yeah, use those resources and not have them go to waste. We'll go to the Trapper's Canyon. That'll only take us 9 hours. As opposed to how long to get home? 18 hours. But you know what? We don't need those steam cores immediately, so let's go to the cabin and see what we can find. Although they're fairly equal in distance. Maybe the Icy Plateau would be worth checking out. Yeah, that'll take 9 hours as well. You know what? We'll search the outer limits and then we'll try and make our way back in a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Again, could be the wrong decision. It may not be. Who knows? Hopefully we find some kind of boon that really helps us out. Alright, well, good news is our motivation is still nice and high, so we've got some solid performances, even with some absences. So that's really good to see. And it does look like everybody who was sick is now being treated. So that is also wonderful to see. Yeah, making solid progress there with those profiles, and we're almost out of that steel. Alright, let's see what's going on. Labour Union, one man, one vote. Sir, the Labour Union you agreed to needs representatives, but workers, if left to their own devices, will probably choose subversive activists to represent them. How shall we proceed? Okay, so, let them choose. Motivation will rise, and strikes will rise for 2 days. We do have that food on hand. Or, we could rig the elections. Motivation will rise. Or let me choose. No, okay. No. We're not going to get into this. We're going to let them choose. We'll take the motivation. If we rig it and it comes out, that's going to be horrendous for us. And then I could see that being even worse in the long term. Let's let them choose. The risk does increase, but that is just the simple nature of things. So at the moment, the risk strike is low. But if we go ahead and see about this, -2 in all workplaces. I feel like that's not the worst idea. Does this strike work for everywhere? Oh, it's for both of those. No other buildings? No, none of our other basic buildings have that concern. Okay, so then what do we want to do? Well, you know what? I guess this is a good time to see if the food ration plan is going to work. So we have 338 standard meals and 192 hearty meals. Let's go ahead and pay. Bring that down to nothing. So we've now used that. Hopefully we can avoid any trouble. It looks like conditions are, unhealthy in the 30 workers. What's going on here? That goes up a step. Oh, I guess we're not using those short shifts anymore. Whoopsie daisies. That was a, that was a mistake on my end. Yeah, I think we want to, wanted to do that. You know what? It is only a low risk of falling ill. How are our patients looking? An hour or two off? Yeah, you know what? We're going to risk a little bit of illness. I think it'll be appropriate. Alright, let's see. People questioning, too much influence over important matters? Well, at the same time too, it is their lives on the line, so I do understand it. It's not completely unreasonable. It does look like we're also racking up a fair bit of raw food. We do need to keep cooking. You know what? I think what we'll do is... storage limit has been reached. Okay. Let's bring that down to 1. We'll bring those workers there, and then we'll send someone here to start picking up a little bit more timber. Yeah, that'll have to suffice. Yeah. Still wondering how we can gain access to that steel of that shipwreck, but who knows? Maybe we need to cut down all those trees first. I'm not really sure, but we will find out, I'm certain. Alright, so Book of Laws has opened up to us once again. That is good. How are we doing as a society? Quite motivated, not incredibly discontent. Good, a good situation to be in. So let's see, administration. I think we thought about doing the bare knuckle bouts, but it looks like we've got our unrest under control, so we'll save that for later. Again, potential that people are going to end up getting hurt. We don't have the infirmary yet, so we're not going to be able to push people through as quickly as I prefer. So I think we'll hold off there. We could go for company funerals, but again, this will just... Yeah, whenever we send bodies, it will increase motivation more. But again, that would be expensive. And then what else have we got? Overcrowding, extra rations for the ill, both of which could be viable. And then our labor. So what have we got here? Collective bargaining. We could negotiate with all representatives of striking workers to end all ongoing strikes for a price. Collective bargaining, negotiate with all. Let's see. You will start the negotiations with workers and try to resolve all strikes peacefully. You know, that does sound rather nice. The council could be good, although some of the ideas will have negative consequences. I would rather prefer that we did not have that. although it does have the benefit of lowering the strike rate by 1. So that could also be rather nice. You know what? Let's quickly check in on our food situation. Yeah, we spent the 100 food, and it appears that we did spend hearty meals over the standard meals. Okay, so it looks like there's always going to be a priority to these first. Yeah, okay, well, it's worth noting. Let's go ahead and... if that is the case, we should be fine. I feel like collective bargaining is going to be what's going to get us the most benefit for longer. We do have these extended shifts as well as the 2 shifts. Yeah, finishing such advanced construction in these conditions is a monumental task. People will get more done if they work longer shifts. Same thing with the 2 shifts, except we then have manpower for either one. Now, both of these will cause discontent, and yeah, we will need more manpower. So I'm thinking we would go for 2 shifts over extended, but I like having the short shift, so we're not going to get overburdened and cause any dangers. I feel like the 2 shift, it can permanently extend it to 24 hours. That would kind of change things around, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. If we could have 3 short shifts, that sounds good, but this seems a little bit funky. So you know what? Let's go with the collective bargaining. Yeah, negotiate with all strikes for a price. It's worth having the ability to use and ignoring it if it's not in our favor. So hopefully they feel seen, heard, and whatever else that gets them to work. Alright, so research improvements have been improved. We are now at a healthy level there. That is fantastic. That is with the safety procedures on. I think we'll switch tomorrow to a short shift and turn that off so we get more production, but we'll see. This leaves us to redesign, so let's see. A new, more efficient set of templates which reduces the cost of Steam exchanges by 20% and the time to make them by 50%. That would be rather good. We are going to fall behind schedule if we don't get these built, and then we can always catch up with the supercharge if we use that later. But again, that's going to use more Steam exchanges, which, well, we actively don't have enough thereof. So let's just see. If we go... how much steel are we producing per day? We need to check this. 103. Okay, so that's not a stack. That's a grand total of 5 per day. Aye. You know what? We're gonna bring you down for now. We can't afford to chew through all of our steel per day. That's going to cripple us because we need steel for research. I think what we're going to do is, as much as I love the redesigned templates, that's also going to make it a lot quicker to burn through our things. If we're making them at twice the rate, but with only 20% of a cost reduction, we're going to burn through steel like it's nobody's business. So we need to make sure that we have fixed the situation, and I think that means we're going to have to go with the upgraded docks. Yeah, I think this is going to be what we need to do. Hopefully we can squeak this out by the end of day. Oh no, there is no chance of that. But we need to get more steel coming on in more quickly, or we are going to be doomed. In fact, you know what? Maybe we even switch this over to steel. We have enough coal, we have enough workers. Yeah, doubling our input could be rather nice. That would mean that we don't need as many workers working on these profile manufacturers. Okay, that's what we're going to do, but that's going to be what we do at the end of day. So we'll swap you from the docks to there. We'll burn through as much of this as possible and get our supplies up. And then we're going to go ahead and queue up a whole stack. And then we will renegotiate the manpower tonight as we switch that over to steel, because we're going to burn out at this rate. We definitely need to catch up. We do have our sawmills working at this rate, so timber isn't going to be a big deal. That'll also open up much better housing and another bathhouse. But again, that will cost us coal, but again, that's a future problem, and right now that's not the situation that we're going to get stuck in. So, yeah, if we don't get that steel, that's going to, well, sink us. Alright, one problem at a time.
Workers, leave your tools in order.
Alright, so we're now into free time. That is fantastic. Everybody's finished up there for the day. Let's go ahead and set this to steel. Yeah, switching to another resource will stop unloading sometime. Are you sure? The answer is yes. It is a necessity, at the very least, until we get these upgraded docks sorted out. I can't have these guys sitting around doing nothing. That would be very bad for us. So you know what? Let's go ahead and queue up one. Actually, hang on a second. What is our tech cost going to be next? Well, we'll probably need to make another reloading station. Ooh, that'll cost us steam cores, and we're going to need workers. We need to call on in more people. Okay, so we're going to need to, yeah, we're going to need to talk to the telegraph station. Yeah, we'll figure that out in a second. Let's go ahead and check in on the foragers, though. The rails are covered with ice, sometimes disappearing under it. We will follow them until they're no longer visible. Alright, track to nowhere. After the track disappeared under the ice, we followed its general direction for a couple of miles. Seeing nothing on the horizon, then backtracked and fanned out, trying to find the place where the track comes back up. It seems that it does not. Where did this track lead? We might never know. Okay, well, at least we now know the edge of the map. That's convenient. I feel like the Trapper's Canyon could be another food source, which would be nice to have, but again, I want to get those steam cores back to base fairly quickly, especially if we're going to need more for those upgraded docks. 20 hours to arrive. You know what? That'll make it pretty decent with everything else. We have enough food to survive at this rate. Yet we have plenty of meals. Let's go ahead and get these steam cores back to base. At least we now know what we're dealing with in this area, more or less. This might be another junction, but if we're short on food, we can stop at the Trapper's cabin, and I feel like that should be a fairly good spot. And if not, well, we can check that out too, if we are not as pressed on food at that time. Alright, but either way, we will see how that all goes. This will take a couple of hours to switch over to a new source, which is fairly normal, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and bring this down to 2 workers. I think that's as many as we need to keep up with our current food requirements. We'll go ahead and... let's see. I think we had more here than what we actively needed. We can probably bring this down to... I think it's about 8. It was maybe 6 to 8. I can't remember what it is. The resources all change the manpower requirements ever so slightly. And then we'll go ahead and set... what do we do? We'll bring this down by 10. Oh, wait a second. That's not what I wanted. That'll take us up to a total of 50... how much do these cost? 20? You know what? We'll leave them there for now. We want the workers. We'll take 10 of them. We'll assign them here. And then the remnants over there. We have... yeah, 10 and 10. So that's more or less what we're going to need. Yep, and that leaves us with 1 extra worker. So I guess we'll send them back to the manufactory. Alright, again, at the end of the day, this is a schedule. We are 14 hours ahead, but that's for the entire stage from where they think we should be at. So assuming we might even be able to get some nice technologies like the supercharge that helps us deal with 10% of the construction cost, that could be particularly good. So yeah, we might be able to do fairly all right with that. But you know what? I think that's... oh wait, no. Before we end, we're going to go ahead and call in people at the telegraph station. So we want some extra... hang on a second. Let's just double check. From upgraded docks, I think we're going to go straight into... where do we want to go? I'm thinking we're going for additional forages so we can check out that other side of the bay. Although that redesigned template would also be particularly good. You know what? We're going to go there. And then we'll go straight into the straight into the additional forages. I think that's where we're going to go. Yeah, so let's see. That's... How many hours? How far through are we? We're about 40% of the way complete. This should only take us... I think it's normally, what, about 8 hours? Oh no, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10... Is that 11? No, that's... 8 hours. Okay, so I guess it's a little bit less than I thought. Either way, that's okay. That's probably a good thing. So yeah, we'll say it's got about 4 hours worth. Maybe in 3 hours we'll get that finished. So we should be able to then go straight onto there, which will cost us... That's 11 hours. Okay. Yeah, it does get more expensive, but I guess it's slightly different in different trees. Okay, so then that'll be done by the end of day, which is the redesign. And then the day after we can go for the additional forages. So the question is, if we bring in some manpower early... Yeah, this will be about a day in advance of when we need it. So, assuming that we sent it off, we could either wait another 24 hours and then take in a massive shipment. We'll go for some steam cores and some workers. Although, hang on a second, if we're going for the upgraded docks, we might need some more people there too. I'm really not sure what those docks are going to require, but you know what? We have enough at the moment. I think we're going to leave this be. We'll figure that out once we know a little bit more about our situation. But again, that will be in the next episode. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.